UW alert. Campus closed today due to dangerous winter conditions. UWPD advises against travel. Decision about Monday to be announced later today. Good morning and welcome to another edition of The Way of the Daniel. The time is 11:42 a.m. I think we had a time change. Yes, on March the 14th. And apparently, even though I was joking about beware the Ides of March yesterday, this warning does seem to hold true. Very true. Because we are here to talk about today's anger. Anger, not management. Management, maybe. More the anger mystery, the anger channeling, the intent for today's speech, the very conscious intent, because who knows how much intent is actually conscious and subconscious, but the intent will be to garner and develop a better understanding of anger and perhaps dissipate the anger that we have inside unless we can learn to channel and see some use for it. We are not out to bring more anger down upon us, but for a lot of this speech, we will be developing defense strategies and weathering the storm, staying out of the storm, weathering the storm however you can. A little story from last night. Let's go a little more dark side, a little more Vader, a little more Sidious. Story from last night at work. Dude, motherfucking pissed me off. Not severely, but it was an annoyance that stuck with me even after work. And the way the story went was I had begun cooking my wings, my meal that you get every shift, my free wings. Didn't even really want the wings, but I was cooking them. They were done, and right as I was about to throw some sauce on them, dude comes over and is like, "Hey man, customer is waiting on their wings. Can you drop some other ones, and I'll take these ones?" And I said, "No, these are my wings." And then he persisted. And then when I said no again, he said, "Well, that's like shitty customer service, man," or something like that. And it annoyed the fuck out of me to the point where it hijacked my mind. And I don't like when stuff hijacks my mind. Thought about it. Well, I will say I did not consciously think about it, although these things, I suppose, need to be addressed, which is what we're doing. But it stayed with me last night, and it stayed with me this morning, to where, my only considerations are, I guess I could tell him how I felt about it, be like, "Yo, fucking annoyed me, don't do it again." Ideally, I would love to Spartan kick him in the chest and be like, "Don't fuck with me." Or maybe also fun idea is to ask him, be like, "Hey man, what makes you think you got to run your mouth? Like, why do you want to run your mouth?" But this is a symbol and a symptom, because another story, and this is why definitely we are stay alert and stay relaxed. I was on a walk this morning, and thankfully I took my staff, because around a loop, a pair of dogs approached me, In the distance, one had barked, but as they came closer, I could tell they were friendly. So I petted them a little bit, little sausage dogs. Later, within a half a block from my house, big mean looking bulldog Rottweiler kind of dog starts bellowing, and they come across the fucking street. Like, I'm willing to go across the street and stay away from their property, but when they cross the street to come within 6 feet of me, 10 feet of me, it was survival mode. I was like, had my staff out and telling him back the fuck off as I'm slowly backing, like getting closer to my property, but I'm still half a block away. But it is like, and he makes these like little lunges at me. Just a feint, and I'll swing my stick in his direction. At some point, I may actually go after these fucking dogs. Like, they come within 6 or 10 feet of me, and they just keep their distance and act all mean. Maybe some point, I'll go after them. I'll fucking charge them and beat the shit out of them or something. I don't know. Because, A, I don't like when fucking dogs do that. And B, people need to keep their dogs fucking, if they're nasty pieces of shit, like inside or locked up or in their backyard or whatever. But, again, this is like double fucking whammy here. And I think I forgot the astrological weather, which is moon at 9 degrees Aries, which is kind of fascinating because it's really the only planet we have right now in a fire sign, so that may exacerbate it. Moon in Aries has been kind of annoying for the past 4 to 6 months. But anyway, so these two stories I wanted to share about last night and the dog today, which definitely has me on higher alert status while still trying to remain relaxed and chill, but just be aware, be alert. And again, this anger exploration will take for the last 3 or 4 minutes. Traditional methods of dealing with anger fucking suck. Or at least I don't like this idea of go punch a pillow. Sounds stupid. And what it really highlights is our society doesn't fucking know how to deal with anger, has no idea. Even the New Age spiritualists, they like to pretend like it doesn't exist. They just want to, let's just get rid of it. You know, come back to your Zen. Anger is just a sign of blah, 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 blah. It's fucking weird because the second I might get happy-go-lucky in life, steam truck comes and knocks you on your ass, and the anger comes back. So we get curious about it. And one of the curiosities we have is sometimes if you really feel into it, it becomes this warm, tingly sensation. Like, almost like there's a little fire inside of you, which is maybe where it gets associated with fire. So that's fascinating. And I am super interested in perhaps someday learning how to make use of this anger, this energy, like a motherfucking Sith Lord. So funny. Read an article one time, and it was a spiritual dumb shit article, was saying, you get better at whatever you practice, so don't practice anger because you'll get better at it. And my thought was, yeah, practice anger, because the issue is actually that people fucking suck at anger. They don't know how to fucking deal with it. And a lot of them just let it go flying, and that's disgusting and embarrassing. I hate that shit. Me just kind of eats on the inside, which kind of brings us up to another interesting curiosity about this anger is in this book called Ask and It Is Given. It's a manifestation book, fairly fascinating. Some of the ideas may be kind of strange, but they have this emotional chart, almost as if you can climb an emotional ladder. And one thing fascinating from there is that anger may be a step above depressive-like symptoms. And so anger may be a way to bring you out of a depression. That is kind of fascinating. I'm willing to buy into that. For example, one of my greatest curiosities is to really look at your life and be intolerant of your situation. Like, be intolerant. Like, if it's not, your life isn't how you would love it to fucking be, then on some point you become this kind of like slave that's just marching along, taking it up the ass. I really need to stop using that expression because I'm actually kind of a fan of not of taking it up the ass, but anyway. Yeah. So anger, possible potential way of awakening you from depression, and perhaps, again, practicing it like a Sith Lord, if you developed and practiced it consciously more often, you may be more prepared for when it comes at you out of nowhere, and maybe it won't have to come out of nowhere if you're already developed at it. And okay, another good thing to do, voice it, which is what I thought of for today, which is why I talked about it for this speech. Now, we voice it, talk about it, but not bitching. Like, nobody wants to hear that shit. A lot of people will get frustrated or annoyed, like at work or something, and then they take it home and then just and that shit is fucking awful. Nobody wants to hear that shit. Nobody wants to hear the bitching. Finally, got to put a plug in for loud rock music like Rammstein. Getting more into that mode and mentality seems rather conducive for this anger wavelength. And so that kind of concludes our speech for today, just exploring the mysteries of anger, ideally hoping that from somewhere a better utility and use of it comes into play, a better understanding of it without too much angry ass dumb shit people or fucking dogs attacking us. And again, these next couple days might want to really seriously consider weathering the storm, heighten your awareness and alert status while keeping chill and relaxed. If you can manage both of those, great. We'll see you next time.